Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss the enhancements made to the Audit Trail feature. Before discussing the enhancements, let's have a look into the problem statements. Presently, the system captures multiple insert and update rows in the Audit Trail for a single document entry, which creates confusion for the user while reading the Audit Trail data. Ideally, when a user initiates a single entry, the Audit Trail should only contain a single corresponding row. There was no on-screen visibility of the audit trail for the user. Instead, user need to download the DB5 file every time and view the audit data in SQLite tool, which is a hectic job for the user. Disabling and purging of audit trail is user configurable and it results in incomplete tracking of data. Now let's talk about the changes. Inclusion of more modules. With this version update, we are extending the Audit Trail feature to more modules. Given here is a list for the same. Now talking about other enhancements, we have divided the enhancements in two parts and eventually in two videos. These enhancements are Part 1, Enhancement in Capturing and Visualization of Audit Data, and Part 2, Introducing Controls in Audit Configuration. In this video, we will discuss the first part of the enhancement, that is, enhancement in capturing and visualization of audit data. To incorporate the enhancements in Audit Trail capturing and visualization, we had to revamp the Audit Trail menu. For a better understanding, let's discuss the changes in Audit Trail menu along with the enhancements incorporated there. For this, let's compare the old and new menus for Audit Trail. The first option, Enable Disable, via which users can enable or disable the audit trail tracking for specific modules, is present in both old and new menus. Now talking about the Purge option. Previously, while audit tracking for a module was disabled by the user, the tracked data for it used to get deleted as well. Also, users had this option to purge or delete the tracked data as per their choice. Following this update, auto or manual purge or deletion of tracked data won't be there. Hence, the option to purge won't be available in the new menu. This enhancement will help the users to solve the problem of incomplete tracking of audit trail data. Now let's talk about the export option, via which users export the tracked audit trail data. We have bifurcated this export menu in two menus based on audit trail data tracked before and after the version update 12.17.2. Names for the new menus would be Export Audit Data Legacy and View Audit Data New. Export Audit Data Legacy is nothing but a renamed menu for the existing export menu. All the tracked data before this version update, that is 12.17.2, can be found here and there is no change in the functionality from the old export option. View Audit Data New, as the name suggests, is the new menu which will contain all the tracked data after this version update. The enhancements that we are discussing now are applicable for this new menu. One entry, one row. This enhancement addresses the issue which users were experiencing where multiple rows were being recorded in the audit trail for a single entry made by the user. Following this enhancement, only one row will be logged for each user entry. The second enhancement is introduction of on-screen report for tracked audit trail data. Previously, users need to download the tracked audit data in DB5 file in order to view the same. With this enhancement, users would now be able to view and compare the tracked audit data in the UI itself. Let's have a quick demonstration for this new menu and see the enhancements in detail. So for better understanding, we are taking two examples. The first one is in which we will track the audit trail data for a master, and in the second example, we will track the audit trail data for a transaction. For the first example and demonstration, we are taking ledger master in consideration. Suppose Mr. A initially created a ledger for recording general expenses with name General Expenses Ledger, which was later modified by Mr. B and ultimately deleted from the system by Mr. C. Now let's jump into the system and see how this trail would be visible in the system. Here we will click on the new menu, view audit data new. Here we have a date range option available that allows users to check data for any specific date range. We also have a username filter here based on which users can search for entries made by a specific user. So now we will click on the search option. Under the description section, users can see all the modules for which audit trail data has been captured. So for this example, our focus would be on the ledger data. So let's click on the ledger. The name of the ledger against which I want to view the tracked audit data is General Expenses Ledger. In the Edit Log column, you can see the number showing as 3, indicating that trail has been captured for this document thrice. That is, one for insert, one for modification, and one for delete. So we will select this and click on Next. Here, we have introduced a new on-screen report that helps user to see audit records easily, which was previously not part of the audit trail. As previously mentioned, this document was initially created by Mr. A and some modifications were done by Mr. B, and finally it was deleted by Mr. C. So we can verify this sequence of events by checking the login user IDs. We have also included a comparison option here. By using this, user can directly compare two rows and see the change that has been made to the document. If we want to compare two rows, we just need to select two versions at the same time like this. And then all we need to do is right click and select the compare option. A new window showing the comparison between selected rows will open. Here in the difference column, you will notice certain fields are color marked. This indicates that changes have been made to those specific fields only. Now let's go back. When there are multiple versions available for a particular document, we can use the filter version option also. From here, we can refine our search and select a specific version which we wish to check further. Here I have filtered version 2 and 3 like this. As you can see, version 1 has been filtered out from the window. We also have a ledger site details tab here. These tabs will be dependent on the module for which we are viewing the audit trail data. In simple words, full family of the transaction done would be present here. That is parent tab as well as children tabs, or header tab as well as detail tab. Since I haven't allocated any site to this ledger, no data has been captured here. You will notice an export option on the bottom right side. From here, user can export all the data to an Excel file. Audit data for each tab will be exported in separate worksheets. Now let's take another example in which a user wants to track audit trail data for a transaction. For this example, we are taking AR voucher in consideration. So Mr. A initially created the AR voucher and some header level modifications were done by Mr. B, and finally it was released by Mr. C. Now let's go back to the system and see how this trail would be visible in the system. So the flow would be same for transaction as well. Let's choose voucher here. I have already created this voucher. This document is divided into three tabs, one for the header, another for details, and the last one for automatic debit notes. Currently, there is no data in the automatic debit note tab as no entries have been made in this regard. Here, users can have a question in their mind that why three version sequences are there in the header tab and only one version sequence in the detail tab. As changes made by Mr. B and Mr. C had impact on the header level of the document only and no changes were captured for the detail tab, hence there are three version sequences for header tab and only one version sequence in detail tab, which was captured when Mr. A initially created the AR voucher. Now we can compare version 1 and 2 to check what has been changed by Mr. B in the same manner as demonstrated earlier. And here we can see the fields that has been color marked are changed by Mr. B. Now let's compare version sequences 2 and 3 to see what changes were made to this document after Mr. B modified this. By looking at this comparison, it can be observed that Mr. C has released his document. So that is it for the video. In this video, we discuss the first part of the enhancements made to the Audit Trail feature. In the next video, which is part 2 of the Audit Trail feature enhancements, we will discuss how we have introduced controls in the audit configuration with respect to the Audit Trail functionality. Link of the part 2 video of enhancement is in the description of this video. This video is brought to you by Ginesys product team. In case you have any queries, please reach out to Ginesys support team. Thank you for watching, and we hope this video has helped you to understand the new Audit Trail module enhancements in Ginesys ERP. Thank you.